All right, everybody, welcome back for another video. We are at the moment anyway, we are in Champion Lakes, where we will finish our journey. But right now what we're going to do is we're going to head over to the town of Camillo, or the suburb of Camillo, as we go through Champion Lakes. Just to get over to Camillo, it's literally just the next suburb over, which is right next door. I don't know how suburbs will work in your area, but they are very, very close together here. In some areas anyway, especially when they subdivided all the suburbs up. So we will, like I said, we will end our journey back here in Champion Lakes as we have a bit more of a look of it when we come back around, and we will do a lap of the lake itself and we'll check it out in full. But we'll leave that till the end while we check out our main target and subject today of Camillo. Camillo used to be known as Westfield, and they changed that in 2008. I'm actually quite surprised it was that long ago. It didn't feel like that long ago that they changed it to Camillo. I honestly thought it was still Westfield only less than 10 years ago, but no, it's been 18 years since they've changed it, apparently. So what you'll find is quite a difference between Champion Lakes, where we just came from, and Camillo. It's quite a windy afternoon actually. I'm a little bit surprised about how windy it actually is. Thought it was the perfect afternoon, 25 degrees. Obviously when you get on the scooter everything gets a bit more windy anyway, but perfect weather really if you're just out for a stroll. Like I said, used to be known as Westfield and did not have the best name as a suburb, Westfield. I mean, reputation wise. So we'll have a look around and see what it looks like nowadays and see if it still deserves the reputation that it still somewhat has, even with the new name of Camillo. There's certainly some areas and certain pubs that have those reputations, which we'll go past. We're basically going to head down Westfield Road, which is the main road. They should probably just change it to Camillo Road, wouldn't you think? Change the suburb, might as well change the main street name to Camillo Road. I think there is a Camillo Road though, but anyway, probably shouldn't change it then, I suppose. Anyone tell me what that red Australian flag is? I believe it's something to do with I'm trying to think, like aviation, I believe. Could be very wrong, but I believe it's an aviation flag. Tell me in the comments what it actually is, a red. Well, I could tell anyway, it was an Australian flag, but it's probably got some sort of different markings on it, but I couldn't see. So, like I said, we'll just weave in and out of Camillo, check it out a little bit before we eventually make our way back to Champion Lakes and finish off at Champion Lakes. But we'll see how it stands. 3:30 in the afternoon on a Friday. There you are. So interesting there, a lot of people would see those lads on their bikes in the bush there as a threat coming up or up to no good. He gave me a nod. Not saying he's up to no good, but at least he's respectably up to no good. That on the left there is a pub that I was talking about earlier. And this is the Westfield shopping centre. It's now called Champion Lakes Shopping Centre. There you go. So that's that bar. Well, look at the car out in front of it. I was going to have to do a quick UE, have a look at this car. I don't really want to go past the two gentlemen or three gentlemen there in front of the pub, but look at this car. What's that? That's hilarious. It's even got a thing on the window. My hand. That's pretty tremendous. So yeah, like I said, this used to be Westfield Shopping Centre. It's now Champion Lake Shopping Centre. So they have changed some things about the area. But we are in the heart of Camillo now. So they're even trying to stay away from the Camillo name where they can, I guess. You can call it Champion. I mean, who doesn't think Champion Lakes is a better name than Camillo? So it makes sense. We also got a bit of a side quest today. One of our subscribers and regular commenters has asked me to go past his house that he used to live in many years ago. Well, they used to live in many years ago. I'm not too sure if it's a male or a female. Sorry about that. I think it might be a male. It doesn't really matter anyway. Stefan, I think is his name. We'll go check out your house shortly. I think we're actually not too far away from it already, so we might do that in a minute. I actually gotta get my maps out and have a look, see how far away it is. I think we're quite close to it already, so we might complete that side mission very shortly. My camera does keep shifting. I need to get a new mount for the camera on the handlebars, because for some reason these handlebars, the thickness is just not right, so they don't stay solid on the bars. Unfortunately, no accessory I have does stay solid on the bars, so it's a little bit annoying. The camera keeps moving. Thankfully, it's a very steady shot camera, so only at night time will you really notice a big difference. During the day, not so much. There's a nice big park here as well, which we'll see if we can find a bit of pathway, and we'll go through it on the way back around. So we're just going to go to the end of this street, Westfield Road, and then we're going to turn around and come back, and we'll go through that park, probably that that pathway there. Another park on the opposite side, which I probably wouldn't trust all that much, especially at night time. I wouldn't be going through there. Not sure if I mentioned it or not, but I am wearing the meta glasses as well, so if I see something the corner of my eye or on the side of the road or something, I'll shoot it on the meta glasses. This is actually really hard to swing the bike around or the scooter around to show you when we're moving, so I'll do my best to show you things as I go along. One day I'll try and use the 360 camera. The only problem with the 360 camera is so hard to edit. It's a pain in the bum, so I tend to stay away from it a little bit, but it's very handy in situations like this where you want to film both sides, or all around you, sorry. Okay, well that's pretty much the edge of Camillo right here. So this is essentially the start of Camillo. So we'll head back the same way we just came, on the opposite, the opposite side, just for a slightly different view. Might check out that little park as well, but then we'll head into the other park. I'm actually not sure what the name of that park is. I'm pretty sure it used to just be Westfield Park, but who knows now. As a scooter rider, this isn't the type of pathway you like to see. These wheels tend to slip out on dirt and gravel and things like that. So you got to take it real easy when you're going over those type of surfaces. Whee! Someone's door handle is in the middle of the road, middle of the pathway. You want to hope that that house has not been broken into and somehow they've stolen the door handle. Very weird thing to steal. I'm saying that there's a lot of break-ins, robberies, thefts, crimes, etc. down here, but I'd say there's a bit. Don't know if you can hear that off in the background, you may not be able to, but Mr. Whippy is getting around here somewhere. Those of you who don't know what a Mr. Whippy is, it's an ice cream van. Yes, this is not the type of place that you would walk through at night time. During the day, no worries, looks nice, peaceful, no problem at all, but I would not come through here during the night. If you're walking, especially alone, especially that bit there, that looks sketchy as. Wonder if we can find Mr. Whippy. He doesn't sound far away. Matter of fact, I think he's coming at us. Where is he? Oh, there he is, Mr. Whippy. Let's go have a quick look. Mr. Whippy, but it's also the Kia food van, apparently. No one in it. Well, I don't know. Probably, hopefully making ice cream. Thank you, mate. So usually the Mr. Whippy van is normally associated with the colour pink. The van will be just covered in pink paint with whatever they're selling on the side of it. That one looked a little bit dodgy. I'd stay away from something like that. But obviously they've probably seen him a lot in their area. I'm sure he's fine, but you always hear about the white van. Just stay away from the white van and being offered treats, candies. That's almost your prime example right there. But I'm sure he's harmless and offering up sweet candies to everybody. Now, I've managed to get myself in a pickle here. So I want to go back to Westfield Road so we can go back in that other park and check out the other large park. I also need to stop and have a look and see where my side mission is, because I don't think it's too far from here. And I just keep running myself into a dead end. It's a bit annoying. Here we go, you can probably squeeze through here. Yeah. Hate the surface, like I said. Now, like I said, this looks nice and pretty and all that. If you do bring kids to this area, though, just be careful. Check for needles and things like that before you let them on their own. Just, you know, it could be a bit of a target area for drug use, so drug activity. So I would definitely be checking it out before I let the kids run around by themselves and picking up needles and playing with them potentially. So I'm going to stop here for a sec and I'm just going to have a quick look at the map, see exactly where my side quest is. I'll be back with you in a moment. Alright, so we're super close to our side quest, but we're going to go through this park first. We're about a kilometre away from our side quest, which is 350 metres up the road here. We'll turn right, so We'll get to that after we've gone through this park. Didn't actually see a sign. I probably should have looked before I come in here. See what the name of the park is. Sure, I'll put it up on the screen for you now anyway. Well, you're probably all sitting there going, I saw the name of it. What's wrong with you? Cool Park. K-U-H-L Park. There we are. No, it's pretty cool, I suppose. Free barbecue to use. Don't know if it's been used in some time, but potentially free barbecue to use. Nice little playground. And one of the best things that I find as a kid, even as an adult, is having a basketball court to play on at a park. Best thing as well for younger kids is these ones are 8 foot tall. So you feel like a superstar when you're playing on rims this low. But it's a lot of fun. Used to get the video camera out, go dunking on the rims, and all the kids would be in awe. Look at this guy dunking, how cool. And in reality, you can barely jump over an A4 piece of paper. But it's good fun for the kids and the adults. So it's always great to see basketball courts in parks like this. And having like a full court, quote unquote, full court basketball court is really cool. All right, we're back onto Camillo Road, sorry, Westfield Road, which we're gonna cross side now, because our side quest is not too far away. You can see here, there are some very well kept and nice houses. And I imagine a lot of these people have been here for a long time. They've been here since the 80s, maybe longer. And they've kept their houses up nicely. Some not so much. You're still here, Mr. Whippy. Should have stopped and asked him, what do you call yourself? You just call yourself the ice cream man? You call yourself Mr. Whippy? What are you called? Who are you? Alright, this is Ravens Cross. This is where we're turning. This is what I mean by elder people that live here. They probably lived here for a long, long time. No, folks. Be respectful, be nice. She looked like she was getting annoyed that a scooter was coming their way and they had to move out of the way, but they didn't have to move. I was happy to go around him. And he was obviously a legend because he's wearing a Freo Dockers hat. So he's a very good man. They may even be on their way down to the pub as the Freo game kicks off today in a little over an hour and a bit, or about an hour and a half. So he's obviously on the way to the pub to watch the game. Hopefully not have a repeat of last week's game. Heart attack material. Not sure. I think I have to keep going. Yes, I do have to keep going because this is the street we're looking for. So, Stefan, this would be your old street. I'm going to turn on the meta glasses now. So when we get there, you'll see exactly what I see. This is a back street off Camillo. I looked at the Google Maps before I came, and to be honest, it did not look like a very inviting street. But I don't know how old that Google Maps is. It doesn't look that bad at all. It's not too terrible. All right, so we're coming up on it now, I think. I think we're looking for 38 from memory. And I think that might be it. I'll have to have a look just to make sure. I think that's it. Nice park on the right side here as well. There seems to be a lot of parks around this area. This one definitely seems newer. I will double check that I'm at the right address as well, because I think it's about 38, but I'll double check. Right, go back again, do another round trip. 36, okay. So I was actually looking at the wrong house. The house that the gentleman came out of the car as we were going past was actually the house we were looking for. So slightly awkward having to go past him where I'm trying to stare at his house with a camera on me. But we'll go slowly. You can see your old place, and at the moment you can see the area and the street, what it looks like now. So that is the house there. There we are. That's your old crib. Lots of cars out front, so well taken care of as far as how many people live there anyway. All right, there you go, Stefan. Hopefully that is everything you wanted to see, and you enjoy the rest of this video as we go back to Camillo Road. Ah, my God, I said it again. Clearly I believe it should be Camillo Road instead of Westfield Road, but like I said, there is already a Camillo Road, so you can't have another one, I suppose. Can't change everything. As we head back to Westfield Road. There we go. Got it right this time. I was about to say, I don't think you'll see many police down here, so I'm not too worried about riding on the road, but I think you might actually, especially when everything starts picking up at the pub up here. I think you'll see a lot more police come and go as things get a little bit rowdy. We might even have to do another visit at night time at one point, just to go past the pub at night and see what I mean, see if it is a sort of chaos that we've suggested that it could be. Or we've been told many times it has been, and there's been plenty of incidents to go with it. I believe Shane Yarran, the ex-football player, rest in peace, got into a scuffle at the pub here before, or it might have even been during his Fremantle days, I'm not too sure, I can't remember now, but got into a bit of a scuffle with somebody and had to answer a court case. I think he may have been acquitted actually, but can't imagine it would have been definitely been a stressful time for sure. There's a bit of a hump there. A lot of people lining up for fuel. That's the state of the world right now, 203.3, and there's a line up for fuel. A couple of weeks ago, or a few weeks ago now, 203.3, I would have stayed right away from. And Atlas on the way to work is $1.49 for about a month time before it started skyrocketing due to the war. And now that's the state of it. Everyone's lining up for fuel. Even at a little over $2. I do find it funny though, when there's a place that has fuel for $2.07, and then a place like that, $2.03, and there's no one at the $2.07, but there's everyone lined up at $2.03. The amount of money that you save to go to that $2.03 is not worth it for your time. In my opinion, of course. Maybe you want to save $2. I prefer my time back. Oh, there's an ambulance at the house behind us. So what kind of journalists would we be Of course, we are not a journalist. I'm not actually trying to claim that, by the way. If we didn't, just have a bit of a nosy. Of course, we never want anyone to actually be hurt when we go to these things either, by the way. Just a mild curiosity. This is a nice street. What's this? Jarrah on the right, sapling on the left. It's pretty nice houses down here. Like anywhere, you can find a street or an area that doesn't seem to fit in with the rest. This seems to be that street. Some very nice houses down here. Certainly in comparison, of course, but some very well kept. I would say a lot of these houses have been here for a long time. The owners have been here for a long time. Another park behind us that we can go down and have a look. How long have we got? Of course, I did mention that we have to go to the, or we are, rather, that the Fremantle Dockers are playing today. So of course, we have to make sure we're home before that game starts. But we've got plenty of time. Not sure what's going on, but hopefully everyone's okay. Let's go back to that park. We'll go down there and see if there's anything worth looking at down there. Seem to be very patriotic down here in Camillo. There's lots of Aussie flags around. A lot of them would have been up from Australia Day and been left up. Alright, now this is a sketchy park. Yes, this is a very sketchy park. You wouldn't come in here. Big difference between that other park and this one. I don't think you'd be bringing kids here at all, to be honest. This is the sort of place, even as a kid, if I was living in one of these houses in front of us, I would have actually loved it. Because I would have had someone to come out and kick the footy around by myself. I would have come out here and kicked the footy around. I would have had a great time. As an adult, and if I was a parent, I don't think I would be letting my kid do that down here. See, it's very sketchy. And it's very much away from everything, so no one's going to see you. So I don't think I'd be trusting it, to be perfectly honest. This is a very interesting pathway. I don't know where this has come from. It's a bit of a back road of all these houses. This is very interesting. I don't know where it goes. Well, let's check it out anyway, why not? Again, don't know if I'd be walking down here, especially at night time. Thankfully we're on scooter and can get away quickly if we need to. I don't understand why this exists, but I don't mind it. Yeah, it's interesting. Oh, well, yeah, that's kind of a good idea. They're having a pole there, so people can't come in on the cars. We've actually hit the road that we started on, so we're not going to go back down there. Well, let's head back down this alleyway. Yeah, they put this little pole up so cars can't come down here, cause chaos down here. I imagine that probably happened a lot previously before they've done that. I wouldn't be surprised at all. I'm surprised that people aren't still doing it, to be honest. I'm sure that pole can be dealt with if somebody wanted it to. Always envision coming down that sort of pathway. If you're just walking down there, just having a casual stroll, that's the sort of thing you would see in Stand By Me, the movie. A dead body just underneath the bushes, underneath those trees back there. Been sitting there for weeks and people just gawking at it and moving on. Don't know why, it's a weird thing to think, but that's what I reckon. And what is going on here? Okie dokie. Oh, that's an awful sound. Alright, well, clearly don't want, I mean, cars, I mean, they may not want bikes and stuff coming through there, but that ain't gonna stop them. Because I got there pretty easily, just to get off and move it, but that's the weirdest thing I've seen in some time. Get not wanting cars to go through there and causing chaos, so they obviously have in the past. That was quite weird. Oh, no, okay. We have found the actual Camillo Road. The legitimate Camillo Road, we found it. All right. So it runs off Westfield Road in this weird kidney-shaped roundabout. Woo. We're gonna have to actually cross because there's no way to get across the road there. Alright, so now we're back on Westfield Road, the actual original Westfield Road. That wasn't beeping at me, by the way, that was beeping at the car that went past us. The van that just went past on the left as well. They were beeping at the car, obviously they knew each other. Probably just finished school pickup, so it's 4 o'clock, so maybe not. But that roundabout that we just went past, if we continued down that way on the right, it would have taken us to Kelmscott High School, which we've been to before. In the dark though, so we haven't seen it in the daytime. We'll have to do another trip to see that part of Kelmscott during the day. So it's not exactly the most exciting part of Camillo, this. But I was coming down here with the wife the other day, and what I was saying to her, and you can't deny, is that view straight up in front of us of the hills is very, very nice. Quite a nice view. A lot of these houses up here are much, much older. Easily 70s, maybe even earlier. Not too many new houses down this area. You definitely see one here and there, but most of them are from 60s, 70s. As you get further down a little bit into the 80s. So this would be the other end of Camillo. The other border of Camillo. As if we come around here and you look to the right, you'll see Kelmscott train station off in the distance over there. Now, that is the border of Camillo, so it's not a big suburb at all. And now that we've been through the main part of the suburb, let's just quickly go through the back streets a bit more. So you can get a bit more of a look at what it would be like to live in Camillo. And you'll definitely see a change from the older housing into the much newer, as you can see here. All very, very new houses. As it gets built on. Kind of hoping to be able to turn left somewhere there, but there wasn't. Well, a whole bunch of new estates or new apartments going in there. That looks like it's not been worked on in a long time though. So who knows? Who knows? There's a lot of them. Looks like it looks like an actual estate, little estate going on. Looks like it's been abandoned though. Not too sure. Okay, so there's the other side of it where you can see that part definitely hasn't been abandoned, so maybe not. Maybe it's just slow going. Some big houses. I don't think anyone actually lives in there. Looks like it's still just a work in progress. Houses. They're definitely very different looking. All right, we have made it to Centre Road. So if we head down this way, we'll end up at Lake Road at some point. That's John Wallison School. It's a private school, a community school they call it. What is it? Anglican Community School. All right, sorry for being quiet there and had a bit of a pause. Em just called me and she's taken a bit of a tumble off the ladder at home. Was cutting the hedges and had the ladder up against the fence and down it went. Just landed on her butt, so I got to massage her bum for her later. No worries, I'll do that for you. If she's okay though, she'll be fine. I just thought I would turn around and so you can see the nice view down here of the hills. It's a very pretty view. Anyway, sorry I went quiet there. Like I said, Em called me, so I was on the phone at the time. But that was John Wallison School. It's quite a nice school. Always felt like all the preppy kids went there when you played against them in sport. Always the fancy kids coming to school. I always went to the local schools, not so fancy at all. Got the job done. So this is Lake Road now. Kind of the border of Camillo. Everything to the left of us is Camillo, and everything on the right is Champion Lakes. So we're pretty much heading back to, well, not pretty much, we're heading back to Champion Lakes now, where the car is, and we'll take a a trip around Champion Lakes and we'll show you what the lake looks like. They actually do use the lake for rowing, so it is an active lake, and I will show you that in a moment. This is the main entrance to the lake, just here on the right hand side here. A bit of a beach, but it's also recommended you don't swim in there, so obviously the water's not great. I think there is a little bit of a beach that they say you can swim in okay, but I still recommend, and most people just say stay out of it. Not sure what that thing is on the right there. It looks kind of cool though. I kind of want to go through it. There's an ambulance here. That's never a good sign. This is actually something happening. They need an ambulance for a good reason. Hopefully they're not here because someone's taking a tumble or something. I'm gonna go through and check out this little park. I want to see what that sculpture thing is. It's like a little amphitheater there. That's pretty cool. That's steps. We're not going to get through there, unfortunately. But yeah, we can go down. We'll go down. Let's see what it's like down here. So there's Champions Lakes in front of us as well, by the way. So we will be going around the lake in a moment. Never knew there was an amphitheater here. I wonder if I've ever used it for anything. Surely. Alright, so let's check out this thing. This little sculpture. Pity people have to draw on it. Well, it definitely looks better from the outside. Oh, there's a bike lock spot. Has a random pathway that ends in the middle of nowhere, as usual. It leads into an amphitheater in front of us, which has not been particularly kept all that amazingly well, but it's okay. So I don't believe they've used it in some time, if they have at all. Surely they have. Probably used it when they opened it, and that's about it. They did an opening ceremony or something, and they probably not used it again. Let's go now. We'll go check out the lake and see what it looks like as we go around the track. It's quite a long one, which people do run the track on the daily. And thankfully for us, we're not going to have to do that. We're going to go around on the scooter so we can get down much quicker. There's that beach down there. I mean, definitely people are swimming in there. Swim zone, there you go. So it is the nominated swim zone for the area. Deep water. So there you go. Bring your dogs down, they can have a good time. I reckon Moose would enjoy coming down here. Moose is our dog, by the way, if you don't know. Alright, let's, not sure which track, okay, this one. So that one on the right there is an events path. I think that's what they use for running events. And this is a shared path, so we will take the shared path as we go around Champion Lakes. It is a fair trek, but you get to see what the track looks like around Champion Lakes. You can see, obviously, the lake next to us and everything on the left-hand side that they're building up to make this area even more enjoyable and scenic. So my wife Em, who does join me on the channel every now and then as well, she comes out here every Sunday morning with her friends from the gym, and she runs this track. Em and her friends do the 5 kilometre track it's much bigger than that, the whole thing. But yeah, Em and that do the 5K track, so it's just being very impressive in what she can do and what she's accomplished with her running. Definitely outrun me now, well and truly. So very impressed and proud. Lots of people walking their dogs, just walking in general up here as well. Nice spot for a photo. We'll actually see the car on the way past. There it is. Black Beauty's over there on the left. Must be mindful of time because we got to get home to watch the football in the next 45 minutes. So we are going to have to fly around this track. So you can see what it looks like. We're definitely going to have a better view of it as well. We're on the opposite side, so you can see a bit better without the sun in your eyes. You know, it's not directly in the eyes, of course. Where are we now? I'm lost. Random place to just chill there, but again, very pretty around here. This is the Regatta Boulevard. That is a pretty little man-made lake, that one. With a jetty. That's very nice. Sorry about the sun. I definitely was going to come out a bit earlier. I was planning on coming out at about 1:30 in the afternoon, and that would have been much easier to look at. The sun would have been in a better spot, but still see everything nicely. It's like I said, a very pretty man-made little lake there. Alright, let's get on with it. We haven't got much time. Nice play area. Really nice gym equipment there. Now this is the area that's all done up already. It looks beautiful. How good would it be to live here? The old mate there sitting on his back porch. He realises how lucky he is to be here. That's beautiful. And he's thoroughly enjoying his cup of tea overlooking the lake. And it is a very lovely view. So he must be loving that. Loving life. I believe this is where the commentary and the judges and all that sit in there for the rowing. This is where the rowing takes off. This is where they line up and they take off from here. They have used this for international competitions and Olympic qualifications and things like that. This is a much better view with the sun behind us. It's a very long straight. You can imagine running down here. Well, many people do. It would look like it's a never-ending straight. Champion Lakes itself is beautiful, the grass on the left is beautiful, and the background or the hills is just as beautiful. What a view. So we're at the 1500 mark, 1.5 kilometres. 1,000 meters, 1 kilometer to go. Coming up on 500 meters now. So I'm going to hesitate to guess those white buoys there are probably the finish line. So that's 2 kilometers long, this track. So if you come down here and you look up the other end and you think, my God, it looks like it's never going to end. Just remember, it's 2 kilometers, it's not that bad. Certainly looks way worse than it actually is. So if you want to come out and have a run around, give it a go. Just in summertime, if you do come out in summer, be careful. There are lots of snakes around the area, especially if you're bringing out your dogs as well. Keep them on the leash. I mean, they do say keep them on the leash anyway because there's people around. But also keep them on the leash because you don't want them going in the bushes, and the snakes galore in the bushes. So just be very careful. Cute puppy. That's a pretty cool skateboard. This is a bridge of some sort. That's cool. Let's have a look. If we're allowed to go on it, we will. Doesn't say you can't. Why not? Let's go have a look. I think there may be a cafe over here as well. She was completely oblivious to me. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, you can come and watch the races from this side as well. They will definitely lock that gate up as well, so we don't want to be in here for long, so we're not going to go up and down this track. I don't think there is actually a restaurant here. I thought there was. I always thought there was a restaurant in here where you can go and eat some food. Doesn't look like it. They may have some food, like a little cafe or something when the races are on, but other than that, just looks like it's a normal where they keep all the canoes and stuff. Just a happy looking chappy. Alright, we'll get on with it. Like I said, we've got 45 minutes now until the football starts, so we haven't got all that long. This is definitely not where you would take the kids to swim either. The water definitely does not look all that inviting here, or all that fresh. So I would not be putting them in this water. If you're going to put them in anywhere, take them up to the designated beach up the other end. And this is where the snakes would be really bad around here in summer. Obviously the paths get really hot and quite warm, so they'll hang out on the pathways. Make sure you're stamping your feet, making lots of noise. And they'll stay away from you. And like I said, be careful with your wolves. For a minute there, I thought that dude was Seth Rollins. My God. An actual That's crazy how much that dude look like Seth Rollins. Now I wouldn't be walking down here too slowly or bringing the dogs down here in the heat of summer. They'd just be ravaged with snakes, I reckon. This side of the lake is the training side, I believe. So they still put the canoes on this side as well, and they use this side to train in. Looks like they've even got boat launching spots, but you can't bring your boat down here. It'll just be for events. When they have the canoes and stuff going on, they would have boats in the waters for any number of reasons. This backs onto the caravan park as well, so there's a caravan park just up there too. This side of the lakes definitely seems like a much older side. I would say this was all here beforehand and it was built onto up the other end, because it seems like this is a much older pathway and definitely not as kept as the other side, from pretty much where the bridge is all the way around until that other viewpoint. Alright. We have made our way back around to the amphitheatre, and that's pretty much it. That is Champion Lakes for you. And also the town of Camillo, or suburb of Camillo. Ambulance is still here, which I don't know why. Obviously there's no one in the ambulance. They're sitting in it. I don't know what they're there for. I have no idea. But anyway, one last look at the beach. The swim zone. Still not sure I'd swim in there. As you can tell, there's definitely a lot more tourists that come here and go in the water, except for our old mate there having a swim. Go, little fella. Impressive doggy. Just what I see. And come on the other end. No, he's come up the side. There he is. Come out of the water, right up the bush. Off he goes. That's funny. Off he goes again. He's gonna get jump back in the water in a minute. What a guy. All right. So there's a place for everybody. Bring your dogs, let them have a swim. Just make sure you wash them when you go home as well. Never know what's in the water. Always a good idea. Give them a bath, shower them off, make them feel good. And then you'll feel good as well. All right. So that's gonna do it for today. That is the city or town or the suburb of Camillo, formerly known as Westfield. And finishing off with Champion Lakes and this beautiful Friday evening. We're going to go home now. We're going to go watch the footy. Hopefully it's not a heart stopper, heart thumper like last week's was. Go the Dockers. We'll see you all in the next one. Thank you very much for joining me. I'll see you around very soon. Thank you. Ta-ta for now and goodbye.